Happy Beard Games. What's up, boys and girls? This is Kevin from Happy Beard Games, and today I'm your friendly elf, Minish, Hylian, Kokiri, hero of time? Ah! Now, I haven't actually started my channel yet. I know how that sounds. Where's the Happy Beard Games? They're not here yet, and that's because it's the holidays. I'm a little busy, too busy to even work on a video, but I do have a video planned for the Xmas holiday special. Now this video is going to be a top 5 countdown in order to keep things short. In the future I may switch to top 10s, and I do have a top 10 video that I need to complete from my old channel, which was called Resurrected Nostalgia. I'm going to be finishing that on my Happy Beard Games channel. Now this list is going to be a top 5 list of games that are the best games, in my opinion, to receive as gifts. Now this can be multiple occasions, but I'm focusing it for this week especially on Christmas gifts. Now I don't want to exclude anyone, but you can also receive these for pretty much any occasion. With birthdays or Hanukkah or any kind of gift-giving celebration you may have or participate in. So they're going to be my top 5 games that I choose to receive as gifts. Most of this is based off gifts that I have received in the past, though they may not all be from Christmas. These games are going to be games that are fun, games that are not just games that are popular at the time, not games that are short or quick like arcade games. These are mainly going to be games that are, they'll last you a long way through the winter. Like long games, games that are party games to keep you warm and you're working out and your activities, and games that bring people together. Now, not all these games are going to be the same genre or the same type of game, but they are going to all be really good games to receive as gifts. And you'll find that out really soon why these games deserve to be on this list, and they might deserve to be on your gift list. Yeah, so let's get this list starting. One thing that kids look forward to the most is receiving shovelware games. No. These are bad. Do not give your kids shovelware for Christmas or any birthday or any present ever. These games are some of the worst games that I have, and they're for Wii, and you would think by this, point in time there wouldn't be bad games like there's movie-based games. I have a lot worse games than these two, by the way, so I'm not just dissing these two. But these were like the worst games ever played on Wii. And they're not going on this list. They're staying far, far away from this list. So if you receive games like Ultimate Board Game Collection, and you're like, oh, it's $5 or something, my kid will like board games and we'll have fun together. Maybe. But your bet is that you're not going to like this game very much. I think I played this game like once. And then, yeah. Do not play this game. Throw it away. And then, sorry Howie Mandel, but deal or no deal is no deal there. Okay, so we're going to head into the real list of games that you do want to give as gifts or receive as gifts for a holiday season such as Christmas. So, let's get going with that list.
Number 5.
The first game on this top 5 countdown for best Christmas gifts to receive or to get is the game Rock Band. Oh, Rock Band! It deserves a special place on my list because I remember playing this at birthday parties when I was 18, and it was like the funnest thing ever for a little bit of time. And most of the time when I play it with my family or friends, I had a lot of fun with it. It's quite a fun game. It's probably one of the best party games of all time. And it's very unique in its way, and its concept and the way it's played, because you play with musical instrument-shaped controllers, and you're emulating playing as a real band. One of the coolest things about it is singing. You get to sing like karaoke style, and then the other cool thing is you play a guitar, matching buttons to different colors that appear on screen. I'm sure most people know what this game is and what it's about, but you also play on drums, and there's a bass guitar as well. So yeah, the Rock Band series is pretty good. I definitely recommend the first two and the third one if you want to get started with Rock Band. And if you want to gift one, I'd recommend Rock Band 3 for sure. It includes all the downloadable content from the whole series, as well as having more instruments to be able to play with and some other new features. What I meant by downloadable content for this is the game comes with about 80 songs on it, and basically you can download a song sort of like you download an iTunes song for this game. There's a limited release amount of songs, but there's about a good 2,000 amount of songs, which is probably the highest amount of downloadable content that you'll find on a home console, especially on the Nintendo Wii. So yeah, it's a really fun game. It's probably one of the best party games, like I said before, but it wasn't always like this for music games. Rock Band is actually a combination of about 3 different types of games. So you've got your karaoke games, such as Sing Party for Wii U, and you've got the SingStar series for the PlayStation 2, which are all karaoke games. And there's been lots of karaoke games throughout the history of video games, and they're an easy way to match up games with music. But Rock Band is actually a combination of karaoke, the drums, which you use in the games like Donkey Konga 1 and 2 for the GameCube. You'll be drumming along on Rock Band at the same time as your other players will be singing on karaoke. So it's a good combination of those, as well as games like Guitar Hero, which was released on various platforms. Namely, Guitar Hero 3. It's probably the best of the original Guitar Heroes. Well, maybe. It depends on what songs you like in the games, I guess. Even Guitar Hero series actually adapted and tried to copy, in a way, the theme of Rock Band. But I'd say Rock Band does it a little bit better, and it's a little more friendly and easier to understand for new players. That's my opinion on it. There's also a Rock Band for the PSP, which is a little different, but it exists. In addition to that, there's also other Rock Band games, which feature exclusive playlists of songs from certain bands, such as Green Day, The Beatles, which is actually a really good one, and AC/DC. I'm sure most people are familiar with the game series Rock Band by now, but if you're not, I definitely recommend checking out this game series. It's still fun to play today, even though it's outdated and they don't make any more Rock Band games or DLC. Rock Band 3 is a really fun game for party games and just playing with your friends and family. It's probably one of the best games that's most accessible to a large audience of gamers, and at the same time, it still features hardcore options to make it difficult and a little more challenging. So that's why it deserves the number 5 spot on my list of top 5 games to receive as gifts for Christmas or other holidays.
Number 4.
Okay, the next game, number 4 on this list of top 5 games to receive as gifts. Now, these next 3 games are going to be games that aren't so much focused on the multiplayer, but focused on a single player experience. If you're a kid that doesn't have very many brothers or sisters, or maybe not so many friends, a good thing to receive as a gift is a game that you really want yourself. And that's more important with games like Final Fantasy. And these next 2 games will also follow in that same pattern. Now, I picked Final Fantasy IX because, for me, this is my favorite game in the series, and it's one of the longer ones, if you think about it. Even the ones that came after it were a little bit shorter in terms of gameplay length and extra content. Whereas Final Fantasy IX actually contains quite a bit of hours of content in it. I'm thinking it's about a 40-hour game at least, and this is on the PS1. Now, in order to fit all that space all that game into like a disc space back then, they actually had to put it into 4 discs. There's a disc under here too, and then there's 2 discs in the back, so it's a 4-disc game, which is pretty crazy. But there were a few other game series on the PS1 that had to do that in order to fit the whole game together in a package. Now, Final Fantasy IX is definitely my favorite game in the series, and I picked this because it's a game you can sit down by yourself, you can play for long hours at a time, you can have fun most of the time through it. It's kind of like watching a movie or reading a book at points, where there is turn-based gameplay combat. It is an RPG. I mean, it's pretty obvious if you don't know what Final Fantasy is, but it's a turn-based role-playing game where you play as characters such as these guys, and they have a big story and adventure. It's lots of fun. It has a memorable cast of characters, which is good for all the. When you get a gift, it's like it seems more like memorable with certain gifts that you get, and this totally follows that suit. If you really like these games with memorable storylines, characters, and settings, even music, I definitely recommend checking Final Fantasy IX as a good gift to give or receive. It's probably one of the best in the series. I'd say it's in the top 3 or 4, but for me it'd be top 1 for best Final Fantasy games overall. And yeah, this definitely deserves a spot as being one of the best gifts to give or receive for Christmas or other holidays.
Number 3.
Now, okay, moving up on the list now on our list of top 5 games to receive or get as gifts, or give as gifts for the holidays or other occasions. Now, this one's a really special one for me, but I don't have the actual game that I originally intended to show. I'm talking about Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver. Now, I do have the Nintendo DS versions, but which are actually called Soul Silver and Heart Gold, but they're remakes of Gold and Silver, which were on the Game Boy Color. Or was it Game Boy? I can't even remember that well, but I'm pretty sure they were on Game Boy Color. Anyways, these games are really good. I remember getting this one specifically for Christmas when it first came out. I believe it was the Game Boy Color version, and it was pretty much when Pokemon was really hot. This was the second major game in the series, the original. That's what I'm talking about. In the series of Pokemon to come out in America. And that's not counting the yellow version or like things like Stadium or Pokemon Snap. This is like the main series. This is pretty much the second game in the main series, and it's a lot of fun. It was highly anticipated by me. It's probably one of the most anticipated games besides like Zelda Majora's Mask. I think this is probably one of the most games that I anticipated the most, and that's really hot to put on your Christmas wish list or your birthday wish list or something like that of things that you really want. That's why this deserves a number 3 on the list, because it's something that kids really want. You know, they always have that thing that they really want at the top of their list, and this is usually something like that, like Pokemon. Now, it does also, as Final Fantasy IX did, feature a lot of single-player elements that you spend a lot of time working on. So you're going to spend at least a good 40-50 hours playing this game, not just for the main storyline, but because you have plenty of Pokemon, which are little monsters and animal-like things that you collect, little creatures, and you collect and raise them, and they grow up. They get stronger in various ways, and they learn new moves. You can breed them together to make new ones, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. If you don't know what Pokemon is by now, you should really check it out and start with something like Soul Silver, because that's a really good one. I prefer Silver over Gold, just because, well, mainly when I was a kid, I liked the way that Lugia looked rather than Ho-Oh. But, anyways, they're really fun games. And they do actually feature multiplayer where you can link up together and pretty much just battle and trade each other's Pokemon. But there's more features than that, as well as this one featured online. I don't think it goes online anymore, but it still plays on a Nintendo 3DS as it is an original Nintendo DS game. So it's still pretty good to get and play as a gift. Though most of these gifts are a little bit better if you got them back in the day when they were first released. I don't know if I pointed that out yet, but let's move on to number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2 on our list is another special one. These are getting really big games now. Getting a little bit special now at the top of this list. And that is The Legend of Zelda game series. Now, I had a really hard time narrowing this down to the top game in the series. Many people suggest that The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the N64 is the best game in the series, and it may be because it's the most popular game in the series. It's the first game that was on the N64, which gained a lot of popularity at the time, and still holds a lot of nostalgia true today for many people. It was remade on the 3DS. I don't know why I don't have the box with me, but I have the box. It was remade for the Nintendo 3DS, so if you want to check that out, check out it on there. But if you don't know what Legend of Zelda is, it's an action-adventure puzzling game, with puzzle elements, I mean, where you play as a boy who wears a hat like this one, sorta, and, yeah, it's Legend of Zelda. You play as Link, you go through dungeons, you explore things, you solve puzzles, you save princesses, you save other people, and you help destroy the evil Ganon at the end. Now, I would recommend this one the most, but there's been other games since. So, also, I wanted to point out that this is my favorite Zelda of all time. Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. This is where I started Super Nintendo. And I have to say, these two games are really good, but if you want your money's worth for a gift, and maybe something for someone a little more modern, I'd have to recommend one of two Wii games, and I'm not entirely sure which one, but they're very close to me in my mind of which one should win for this spot, so whatever one you can find, stick with that. I mean, this one's also on GameCube, by the way, but this is Zelda Twilight Princess, and it's the one where Link turns into a wolf. No, actually, it's really good. It's the first one that was on Wii, even though it was actually on GameCube as well. But it does feature full Wii controls, if you know what that means, motion controls, mainly pointer controls in this, and you've got a little bit of waggle for the sword combat. It's not as detailed as it is in Skyward Sword, but it's still there. And the main reason that I'm putting this one above the other games is because this was the first Zelda that I think it's the first Zelda that was actually really, really long. I believe this game took me about 60 hours to complete, and I read that in Nintendo Power back in the day. But, and I was like, 60 hours? Really? I could probably do it in 40. By the time I beat the game, I checked my save file, and it did indeed say 60 hours. And I think that was including doing an extra dungeon near the end of the game. But, it's a really long game. It might be a little too long for some people, but it'll send you, you'll be sitting around there, TV, playing this game for a very long time. And it is single player only, but it is a lot of fun and it has a good storyline. But we're not really here to review the actual games, so I just want to point out that this is a really long Zelda game. And this one's actually really long too. I remember this one took me about 50 to 60 hours as well to complete, and I didn't do a lot of the side quests on this one, just because, I don't know, they kind of bored me a little bit, some of the side quests, but they're not to say that they won't be fun for everyone. So Zelda Skyward Sword's another really good choice. I don't really know how available it is now, but when I got it on the launch party. But I also got it with a special Wii remote, and it comes with a CD. If you can find that, that'd be really cool too, because this game requires Wii Motion Plus, not just the standard Wii remote. You need a little adapter, or nowadays they have it built into the Wiimote. So you might want to check on that before you play this, because this really heavily features motion controls, and some people, they made a little bit of a mixed feeling. So I'd say your best bet is Twilight Princess now, or maybe even the Wind Waker, but I'd say this is longer than with the Wind Waker. And yeah, this game's really good too, but you might have some mixed opinions on this one. So either one's really good Zelda games. And number 2 on the list for best games to receive as gifts for Christmas or other holidays. Yeah, check out a Zelda game. You can't go wrong with Zelda.
Number 1.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Okay, anyways, the last game on our list, the number 1 top game to receive as a gift for Christmas or birthday or holidays, Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube. Now, this game can equally be, I'd say, received as a gift with the new Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo Wii U. I'd say back in the day I have a lot more memories with Super Smash Bros. Melee, though the new one for Wii U is actually quite good, so I'd actually rank them pretty equally, actually. They both have their pluses and ups and downs, you know, but they're both actually pretty equivalent for how good they are. Though I'm going to talk about this one a little bit more just because this is where my memories lie. This is where all the memories come from for Super Smash Bros. Actually, 64, I played that one quite a bit as well, the original Super Smash Bros. But by the time this came out, I was a little bit older, and I had a bigger group of friends at this point, so I had more people playing this one rather than a smaller group playing the one on 64. And yeah, this is like, if Rock Band's your favorite party game, or you think Rock Band's a good party game, this is like a party game for gamers. Like, Rock Band and even Mario Party are more like party games for everyone. This one's more like party game for gamers. This is a tribute to every Nintendo game put into one fighting game where all your favorite Nintendo characters beat each other up. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of nostalgia thrown in left and right. I mean, this is a great game. This is a great example of a unique blend of fighting game and a unique blend of a mashup of different character types. I mean, you've got, just looking at the front cover, you've got Link, Bowser, Mario, and Pikachu from various series, including Legend of Zelda, Mario, and Pokemon. And then you've got Fox, you've got DK, Yoshi, Kirby, Samus from Metroid. You've even got Captain Falcon from F-Zero in here. And there's a lot more characters as well, including characters from Earthbound or Mother. And, you know, it's just a great game. The sequel for Wii, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, is actually pretty fun too. I'd say it's just a slight notch below this one and the one for Wii U. Thankfully, this one is actually a little bit better, in my opinion, than Brawl was. Only because it runs faster, similar to how fast Melee runs, but maybe a little bit slower. It's just, I could talk about these all day, but these are probably one of the best gifts to receive. Back in the day when GameCube came out, I believe this came out a year or two after the GameCube was released, back in 2001. So I think it came out pretty early for the GameCube, and it really helped the GameCube gain its ground as a pretty cool system. Now, if you're trying to buy something new, it might cost you a little bit more, but it might be better because you'll have a new, for the newest system from Nintendo, the Nintendo Wii U. And Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. There's also one for Nintendo 3DS, which is very similar to this one, but this one is a little bit better because you can all sit on the couch with your friends and play a game. You can have 8 people playing in one match on this game. You can't do that in any other Super Smash Bros. That's why Super Smash Bros. Is the #1 game to get as a gift for the holiday season or for Christmas, your birthday, Hanukkah, anything. If you get a gift and you want to ask for something, you want to ask for Super Smash Bros. Alright. Okay, guys, so how did you like that top 5 countdown of best gifts to receive or get or give to people, or you get yourself on Christmas or your birthday or the holiday seasons? Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good list. I mean, I picked out myself, but what would you do if you had a top 5 list? Let me know in the comments below what your favorite games that you received as a Christmas gift or other holiday gift or even your birthday gift. What were your favorite games that you ever received as a gift from someone? I want to know in the comments, and I think other people might want to know as well. So we can expand this list in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to Happy Beard Games, I definitely recommend subscribing, because this isn't the whole feature of the game of my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is actually going to have episodes about a specific game, and we're going to do sort of like a Let's Play, sort of like a review, sort of like a movie skit thing, all put into one for each game, and then I'll continue probably sometime after the holiday season. I'm a little busy right now, honestly. I'm surprised I even had time to throw this in, but I felt I needed something to start my channel off on the right foot. Be sure to leave a like. It helps a lot, especially since I'm a new channel, even though I have previously been on YouTube for a few years. This is a new channel, Happy Beard Games. It's going to be really fun, and I hope you'll enjoy it in the future. So if you want to see more like this, you want to see more top 5s, maybe even a top 10, then you gotta subscribe to see that. It'll appear directly on your feed. You can even check out my Google Plus page, which I do have a link to on my actual YouTube's page somewhere on the top. And yeah, if you want to see more top 5s, let me know. In the future, top 5s will have direct gameplay footage from these games, where this one didn't really have that, just because I'm low on the time, and I don't really know how I would do it on this one, because I'd have to find specific moments in the game, but we'll figure that out in a future episode when I have more time. I just want to thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this, just let me know. Okay, I'm thankful for all my subscribers. I'm thankful for you guys to watch. What are you thankful for this Christmas or this holiday season for yourself? I don't know, but let me know. I want to wish you all a very, very, very Merry Christmas from the bottom of my cold black heart. No, I have a warm heart. And I want to wish you a very Merry New Year, as well as any other holidays you may celebrate, because I know everybody does not celebrate the same beliefs. So I'll see you in the next one. The next top 10 might be in a week or two, but I'm going to try to have the first episode of the actual Happy Beard Games episode up before I do another top 10 or a top 5 countdown of sorts. And each one will feature its own theme, sort of like this had a theme. It's not just going to be top 10 GameCube games or something more generic. I might do that, but I'm going to stay a little bit more of a theme with them. So, anyways, thanks for watching Happy Beard Games. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Anyways, Happy Beard Games. You want to subscribe, you want to subscribe, you want to subscribe, you want to. Mind control really works. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Thanks for watching.